can't think of an intro. Hey everybody. Hi everybody. I guess I'll do that. Welcome to episode 2 of Spongebob Squarepants Battle for Bikini Bottom, the best licensed game ever made, by a long shot. Toy Story 2 and Hit and Run are also good, but this just beats them both out. There's another slide you can go. Let's see, we're Patrick this time. The weird thing about the slide is that sometimes there's musical glitches. This happens in every version, because every version is basically the same, outside of visuals. Over here, here's where we freeze the goo, not water, it's goo. But I'm gonna be calling it water for sure. And that's where we get that sock. And the Jellyfish Caves, they're called. A good feature, if you open the box at the bottom, it automatically opens the one at the top. So that's a good thing. So yeah, your belly flop near robots. Well, that could happen, or I don't know, we're supposed to stun them, but whatever. We don't have to do that. That was supposed to happen. It's like these, it works better with the hammer guys, I find. You just pick them up and use them as a projectile. Pretty cool. I was just making sure I was recording. And the good thing is, you see we have 4 health right now, which we expanded from the original 3. Trust me, you're going to want to expand your health as much as you can. Because there's a certain later part of the game. There's these 2, out of all the 100 spatulas, I enjoy getting pretty much all of them, with the exception of 2 of them. Which, those come out, like, those are later in the game. I mean like, way later, like, right at the end game. But I'll have more time to talk about that later. When we reach those buggering, I guess I could call them.
Ahoy there! Squidward tells me you're
that camera's in though.
Jellyfish.
Yes?
Good thing, too. That monster has been stinging all my good customers in their poop decks.
Oh,
I hear
Jesus.
that you can find him up. What are you waiting for, boy?
I didn't mean to do that, I'm sorry. I accidentally pushed the B button. Basically, he's just talking telling Patrick about what's going down here. The robots, they've taken over the lake area. There's also these guys who are just like an enemy from Ratchet and Clank. There's a lot of gameplay elements taken from Ratchet and Clank actually, as you'll see later. Like Battle for Bikini Bottom is kind of takes and recontextualizes a lot of ideas from other games. Like those guys, those are exactly like an enemy from the RNC series that the shiny objects already explained are basically just bolts. And Patrick's socks are basically blue coins. Golden spatulas are obviously the power stars, or the shine sprites, or the jiggies, whatever you want to call them. From every other collectathon. Ever made.
Oh, Mrs. Puff.
Hello, Patrick. I've got a job for you to do.
Jesus Christ, he's like a crack or something.
I found a golden spatula, but those robots out on the island stole it and threw it into the lake. If you can figure out how to get it back, you're welcome to it.
Showing up, Mrs. Puff.
Sure, let's do that. So what I was saying, there's something I wanted to say about Jellyfish Fields. I said it's a good overall level, but I guess I could see how someone could say it has sort of a slow start. I guess that's one thing I have with Jellyfish Fields. I don't know what it is, the later levels just I feel like they speed things up a lot. I don't know why. They're not even necessarily smaller or faster, it's just, I don't know why. Oh jeez. So yeah. Might as well explain what I'm playing the GameCube one over the Xbox. I mentioned the whole flat screen thing, the converters. Because I have to use HDMI converters for my HDMI only capture card. Yeah, sorry about that. Like I was explaining. See, there's these converters, the HDMI converters I have to use.
Well done, Patrick. You're a real star.
Can I get a cookie?
No.
You've got this, Puff. I'm really sorry about that. I fucking interrupted again, so at this point I'm fed up with that shit, so I'm actually creating a list of every single one of them that happens in real time. I'm not even kidding, I'm actually doing that. Because I'm so goddamn sick of it happening all the time. But yeah, but like I was explaining. So these HDMI converters I have to use. Yeah, these guys we have to sort of sneak up on them like this. Or use an ability we get later. Which is the more effective way of taking them out, but for now this is all we can get. What I was gonna say. So yeah, the Xbox version is the best one, but I can't really afford it because there's these HDMI converters I have to use. With video splitters. Because I moved my CRT now. As like I said in episode 1, my flat screen is an absolute piece of crap. That TV is awful. And now I get to have a composite converter, which I'm recording this through right now on an actual GameCube. So if I had my way, then I would be doing this in the Xbox 2 component, but only problem with that, my component converter, I don't have enough video splitters to actually run it to my TV and buy a capture card at the same time. Which I really want, because that converter has a tendency to screw up. I'm not gonna say it, because I don't know, but here's another place we gotta backtrack to later. So we stand on here, these things appear, but we can't do it yet. We need the cruise bubble, which is an ability that's really similar to Ratchet and Clank, as you'll see. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, there's tons of versions of Downtown Bikini Bottom, surprisingly. And there's 3 main console versions. Like PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. Most people play the PS2 or GameCube versions. Which I'm playing GameCube only. Like I was explaining, I also have Xbox. And that's probably the best version. I'm mean, I guess another reason I played GameCube is for the controller, because this is my favorite controller of all time. I'm sure Model S wouldn't work that badly, or Controller S, whatever you want to call it, for the OG Xbox.
Feel like a new sponge.
I like that controller too.
There's nothing like the smell of bubbles in the morning. Smells like...
Speaking of this same dialogue, there is some repeated dialogue, which I swear all these licensed games have that. Like in Hit and Run when you're driving, they repeat the same things. In Toy Story 2, Buzz Lightyear the Rescue on PS1, when you're doing things, just basically anything Buzz can repeat lines. And in this game that happens too. Same thing for Sonic Heroes. But version differences, or just versions in general. PS2 version has the longest loading times. I don't know about the graphics. I mean, they might be the middle ground. Obviously, since it's PS2 40i, they're probably the lowest, but I don't know, it's debatable. GameCube 1 has shorter loading times, but the texture quality and the audio quality are the lowest because of disc compression. Because, you know, it's the smallest disc. With the mini discs they have. But the load times in the controller are better. And then the Xbox is probably the best of the three versions. Because it has the shortest loading times by far. And the best graphics of all three. And the controller is pretty on par with GameCube. So if you want to play this on old consoles, go for that version. But, I mean, you still can't go wrong with the other two if that's the one you own. Then, yeah, by all means, not a bad version. All three of them are basically just equal, it's just these tiny little differences. Just the thing is, the gameplay is intact on all three. So that's what's most important. And the PS2 version actually doesn't have any compromises, unlike Hit and Run, which ran at like this really stuttery 30 FPS on PS2, whereas the other two ran at I think 60. If it wasn't 60, then it was at least a way more consistent 30. And for Hit and Run, Xbox also supported widescreen. So yeah, if you want to definitely go for that version. Unfortunately, Downtown Bikini Bottom's analogous version doesn't, but what can you do? It still looks fine. Those aren't the only versions of it. There's actually a ton more. First to talk about is the PC version, which isn't even, I mean, it sounds great. So it would be like the PC version of Hit and Run, right? Where it's like you can just mod it for widescreen and all that. Well no. The old Windows XP version, choose the computer to use for it. Was I supposed to do that? I don't know. I think it would, but there's really nothing up here. And, so the PC version is the old PC version. It's just a shitty collection of minigames. Oh, by the way, the wall jumping is exactly like Ratchet & Clank. It's basically exactly like it, except it doesn't feel quite as good as it did in RC. But, so yeah, the wall jumping element is kind of janky, but Everything else handles just fine. So it's not really that big of a deal when one thing isn't spot on perfect with the handling. It's like Mario Sunshine swimming. Okay, I think we've reached the top of the mountain.
Bubble Buddy! Gosh, everyone is trying to help out today.
Step quietly there. That king jellyfish is just up at the top of this path. Good luck. You'll need it.
Thanks, Bubble Buddy.
Yeah. So those are, again, the PC version, shitty minigame collection, don't play it. There's also the Game Boy Advance version. Which, yeah, Game Boy Advance version of a 3D platformer on a console. Well, thing is, it's a shitty side-scroller.
Such a beautiful boy.
I haven't actually played it, either of those, but I know the GBA version, from what I've seen, looks really, really bad. Like, really heavy controls from what I've heard about it. Again, this is all going off of things I've heard. Not necessarily actually playing it. And, this is not necessarily I haven't played it. GBA. But I first heard about that on that version on Scott the Wise. He was talking about cheat codes. I saw it more in detail in the Jaden Animations video called Strange Games I Played as a Kid, where that's what I learned about. Apparently the controls were too heavy and the enemies are they have no AI. They're shitty, really shitty AI. They do nothing. There's like not even a challenge to take out. But then I really experienced it when I watched Shift, which I mentioned him, he's the top speedrunner for Battlefield Bikini Bottom. Playing it, dear God, the game was actually nauseating to watch. It was that awful. The music it sucks shit, the music just chews asshole, the graphics look like some bootleg. That game just does not look good. Definitely stick to the console versions. King Jellyfish Jelly. Was the main thing you had to collect. It's the main collectible for the level. So it's kind of like the Banjo games where there's this main collectible. Or a level exclusive collectible. Sort of like that. We got another slide. I'm just gonna get those. And we can drop in down here. There's a sock. The slide controls are fine. Not the greatest, but they're okay. There's a spatula to get. How many socks do we have? Missing 4 of them. Just want to make it clear, I might end up using a guide because I'm a fucking loser.
See, no problem. You can do anything you set your mind and your muscle to.
I know a few of the socks are. I know there's 2 of them we can't get yet. There's one that we gotta be Patrick to grab. And that last one I'm just kind of blanking on.
Anything for my best friend Squidward. Can I rub some on?
What if I just gave you this?
Next time we skip some battle of whoops. Too late. Let's see. And we got all the spatulas in this level. Freaking guy. I was talking about versions. Game Boy Advance version looks like shit. And those are all the versions released back in, I think, 2003. Pretty sure it was 2000. Oh, I know where the last sock is. I know exactly where it is. yeah, those are the original versions released in 2003, which the only good versions were PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. Everything else was crap from back then. But then recently, last year, which would have been a year ago at this point when this was getting released, Rehydrated came out, the remake. Which I mean, the graphics for that look pretty good, but I don't know if Winter Earth's not the best remake of all time. There's 4 versions of that one. There's the obvious PS4 and Xbox One versions, which those are basically the same. There's the PC version, which is probably the best because it runs at 60. And then the Switch version, which is the one I own, because, you know, I'm a loser. That one, unsurprisingly, is the worst of all the versions. You know, personally, I really think they should have included, like, an original, like a widescreen version of the original game in that remake. Sort of how the Medieval remake on PS4 did. But, I guess time constraints just weren't kind to them. Because that remake was really rushed. Like, the original game was rushed too, but just like pretty much every licensed kids game back from the 2000s. Or just ever, really. What was I saying? Yeah, but the Rehydrated was especially rushed, which apparently made it really buggy, and the controls apparently didn't feel as good. And some things were cut. I mean, the graphics do look nice, but I gotta admit they look a little fan-made. The graphics of Rehydrated do look better than the original, but I don't know. They look kind of like a fan's interpretation of the Unreal Engine. It's kind of what it is, actually. I mean, the developers, Purple Lamp Studios are the developers of the remake. They were fans of the original. I mean, I think they did a good job with the graphics. So, just don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they did a poor job or anything. Yeah, but here's the reason we had to come back. Oh no, it's on the other side. Yeah. This is an unfortunate thing, is that Rehydrated was very popular for like a month, and then everyone just forgot about it. So I remember the Rehydrated hype. That's what actually made me want to revisit the game just in general that summer. And I 100%ed it for the first time. Since playing it back on PS2 in the dentist's office. I never even got into a single level back then. It was still one of those games I knew just, even as a kid, I just loved how it controlled. Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. God, I just can't fucking catch a break from this interrupting shit. So what I was talking about, the Rehydrated version, looks good. I haven't played it yet though, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. So yeah, that's all we can do for Jellyfish Fields for now, so we can go back to Bikini Bottom. I'm gonna have to go over like 40 minutes for this, because these parts are 40 minutes each. This is technically going to be a 45-minute recording, because the whole fucking time has been wasted from these interrupting things. And getting walked in on and shit like that. I don't know what... It's just, it just really gives me... It's just a big pain in the ass for me. Will you shut up? For God's sake. I'm sorry, I just... God, it just kind of, it really pisses me off, kind of. It's just, I want my LPs to just... Oh yeah, I'm really sorry about that crap. So let's move on to the next level. Downtown Bikini Bottom. And this is one of my favorite levels in the game. Good thing it's super early. Dude, these levels, they feel ordered absolutely perfectly. In terms of difficulty.
Once a bustling metropolis, now a debris-covered crater.
SpongeBob, the robots are destroying Downtown Bikini Bottom. We have to evacuate!
All right, but it's gonna take a while to get all this dust.
Not vacuum, evacuate! We have to get everyone to safety.
Can we just load them up in the boats?
That won't do any good.
Why not?
Because the robots have taken all the steering wheels.
Couldn't we just drive in a straight line?
No, there are too many turns.
Those fiends, they've thought of everything. Never fear, Mrs. Puff. I'll get those steering wheels back.
SpongeBob, if you're involved, I always fear. But I tell you what, if you can pull this off, I'll give you a golden spatula.
How about a driver's license instead?
Nice try.
Oh dear God. Maybe there's a Spongebob. But yeah, like I was saying, all these levels are ordered perfectly. Like the difficulty curve in Downtown Bikini Bottom is one of the smoothest I've ever seen. As long as you follow this order in the, as they're listed in the menu. By the way, these enemies are only Ratchet & Clank too. Not only because they're robots, just because, well, the robots, but there's a robot dog enemy in Ratchet & Clank that looks exactly like those guys. And I'm not kidding, I mean like exactly. You can't really get that, you know, cruise boost. Which I'm not going to be doing, I'm not getting into it. But yeah, speaking of Downtown Bikini Bottom, I said it's one of my favorite levels. And you wanna know why? Take a quick listen to this. Yeah, that's the song for Downtown Bikini Bottom. Probably my favorite song in the game. If not, that's one of my favorites for sure. And this song is an absolute banger. Pretty much every song is, with like maybe the exception of one, but every other one of them is really great. Yeah, the thing is, Spongebob, the Downtown Bikini Bottom, yeah, sure, it's a kid's license game, but also can be surprisingly challenging at times, which is why I love it, because the challenge is just like Donkey Kong Country 2 and so many countless other games that play on this channel. It's all fair challenge, 100%. For the most part, that is. I mean, there is one section maybe later on, or two of them, that are the exception, but
Pushing a simple button is the most satisfying. Push, 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 push.
99.99% of the time, Battle for Bikini Bottom is challenging for all the right reasons. I'm not saying it's like brutally difficult or anything, but I am saying. What I'm saying is it's designed really well. Test your skills accordingly. Yes, so the puzzle's pretty simple. That's all I got. In the end, Bill just crushes that cannon. Which those cannons kind of remind me of Toy Story 2, funny enough. The PS2, the PS1 game, I mean. That's probably my reasoning for preferring Battle for Bikini Bottom over that. As good as Toy Story 2 was, it was kind of a little on the easy side and kind of repetitive. Or kind of could be repetitive at times. Battle for Bikini Bottom is basically that, but better. Or no, that came out wrong. I mean, it's less repetitive, it's more challenging, which is a-okay by me.
Rollerific.
No, we got that. So that's what you do. We just barely got that. And there's these UFO enemies just clipping through the wall. Nice. I don't care. This thing from these old games. Yeah, Battle for Bikini Bottom. The developer Heavy Iron Studios, they're the people who developed this. They put way more effort in than they probably needed to, and I'm so glad they did because it came out as great as it did. Just the main programmer, Jason Horner, his name is. He's been so long nailing the movement. But I've heard he's the guy responsible for the Great Movement. Because he's the lead programmer, so... Well, obviously. He did such a great job with it, and so did all the other staff. Heavy Iron. Even though it was a rushed game, and it came out... so good. And it's another example of my philosophy that rushed does not always equal bad. So many great games from the past were rushed. Hell, Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles were rushed, and you know how good they came out. Super Mario Sunshine was rushed, and that's one of my favorite games of all time. I will say it again, rushing doesn't mean that the game's doomed from the start, it just means the developers have got to work way harder to make a good game. Well, not way harder, it just means they got to work harder to make it good. But even under those circumstances, it's impressive how great it came out. That it's even comparable to Super Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie and Sunshine and stuff like that. That's something worth celebrating. Sorry, noise. They just decided to vacuum. I'm sure in a minute we're gonna be up for fucking up the stairs vacuuming. It's so gonna show up in my commentary, and I'm really sorry. I'll try and speak up now. Oh, well, that texture's kind of bugging out there. I think it's a GameCube exclusive thing on GameCube PS2. Also, the GameCube version and PlayStation 2 are kind of derived from the same thing, because the graphics look real similar. In the loading screens, they have the same graphic. Like there's just this black screen with bubbles. Whereas on the Xbox, it's actually the screen freezes and bubbles go over it. Like you can still see Spongebob as it's loading. It's a little strange difference there. That's how you do that. So we gotta go down here, of course. Because there's shiny objects I don't want to miss. As I've been saying, you need a lot of shiny objects to 100% it. So there's all these different kinds, all these different colors of them. You give me different amounts, depending on their size and their color. Yeah, you can jump, and then attack with this bubble spin, which is called spin stalling. That's what the speedrunners call it. Pretty basic move. If you can master it, it really comes in handy. Also, the ledge grab move is really responsive. Not quite as responsive as Pac-Man World 2, but still good. I guess the steering wheel back here. Yeah, there's 11 steering steering wheel to get the full level. They're not hard to find. And none of the main levels electricals are. I mean, to beat the game, you need at least 75 golden spatulas. Which, yeah, that's not good enough for me. I'm doing 100%. Collectathons are the only genre, or sub-genre, I guess, where I like to do 100%. It's like if it's a linear game, usually that 100% just means replaying this levels over and over again until you get it right. So you find everything.
It's locked from the inside. Who would do such a thing?
With collectathons, it's open-ended. The Downtown Bikini Bottom is kind of like Spyro, where it's a little bit of a linear thing, but there's still, it's like a big donut, like Spyro. It's really easy to keep track of things. Which are 100% completed, don't touch your way through. I mean, I enjoy doing it and find enough, but doing that kind of high levels, I don't do completion runs in side-scrollers or linear games, because if you miss something, you often have to replay an entire level. Especially with freaking DK coins and the goalposts. I value a good 100% experience for the funds. Downtown Bikini Bottom delivers. It's just like...
Hi, Gary. Yes, thanks for noticing. I have been working out. Not done? Doesn't that mean...
Yeah,
Oh,
we gotta go
the
up there.
entrance to the rooftops, which leads to the lighthouse? Aha! There's another golden spatula. I could really use that.
Yeah, but...
What do you mean, get Sandy to help me? I can get through this. Oh, that gap looks big. Okay, I'm definitely not making that jump. How is anyone going to get across there? Uh-oh, more robots. Holy Dutchman's ghost! That gap looks impossible! Impossible! Okay, I'll go get Sandy to help me out.
So I'm sorry if I cut the dialogue off a little early by accident, because I can't really hear it because I have to keep it down. So I don't get feedback. And they're fucking vacuuming too, so... That'd be doubly harder to hear. And if I don't see them do talking animations, it's harder to know if they've stopped talking, so... If I do that at all, my bad. Thankfully it kind of shows up in my OBS. And the part's gonna end real soon, too. So while I was explaining, collectathons, they have a good 100% experience, I'm happy, and that's why I like games like Mario 64, Sunshine, and this game, Toy Story 2, I can't really think of any. Banjo-Kazooie 1, specifically. Spyro 2 and 3. So much, and then probably a few others I forgot. Because they all have good 100% experiences. Yeah. Next time we're gonna be Sandy, so... If you want to see that, and want to see me continue with this, join me next time when I keep on with Downtown Bikini Bottom, or Downtown Bikini Bottom. I'm sorry. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.